Fort Lauderdale, Lighthouse Point in Florida, and we are here in the launching of the book Chosen. It's a book about the empowerment of the human being. Hi, we're here with Miss Jessica Vera, and she's one of the co-authors of the book Chosen. Miss Vera, tell us about the book.
Well, at the beginning of 2021, I had a word from our creator, and it was that this year was all about being chosen. And there are so many people that don't know their value, they don't know their worth, they don't know that they actually are special and unique, and they were chosen by God for very specific plans in this world. And so that's the theme behind the book. We put out a call to action, and we had some incredible women who came forward that wanted to share their story. It was their time. And Chosen is all about that. It's about realizing your potential, your uniqueness, and your ability to tell your story. I want the reader to know that as they're reading each individual story, there's a point of resonance in every story that one can identify with. And that's God's imprint in each of us, that there is something that we're all gifted with. Every single soul is precious, and they have potential, and that's what I want them to take away.
We're here with Julissa Kramer, one of the authors of our book Chosen. Hi, Julissa.
Hi, how are you?
We're doing very well. Thank you so much for being here with us. What prompted you to write this part of the story of the book?
Yeah, so this was a very, very powerful journey for me. It was a journey that changed my life. What I went through in the last year and really in the last couple years of my life. And I felt like I was going through things that a lot of other women in the business world probably go through and don't say anything about, and maybe keep it and internalize it. And I felt like it was a really good way for me to share my story and be relatable to other women that might be experiencing the same thing and saying like, hey, you know what, you're not the only one going through this, and we all go through very similar things. And as a woman, I feel like sometimes we feel like we have to be suppressed or keep our mouths shut about certain things, and I don't think that's right. I think that we should express ourselves, and that we should be able to really truly say how we feel and not feel bad about it. And so this was a way for me to say, hey, you know what, we're all in the same place, we all go through struggles, and we need to lift each other up. And if you are in a place of feeling lost or like you've lost your way, you know, there is purpose for your life, and your life is meaningful, and your life is powerful, and your life is purposeful, and there's a reason that you're here.
We are here with Miss Sandra Anderson, one of the authors of this wonderful book. Hello, Miss Sandra. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. I have a question. What prompted you to write that particular part of the book?
Purpose. Because when we can find purpose in our pain, then we can make meaning of it. We can make better meaning of it. And for me, going through so much pain as a sex trafficking survivor from the age of 11 years old, I needed to find meaning. I need to find purpose of why. Why would that happen to me or anyone else? And when you can find purpose, then the road is not so broken. It becomes chosen. I would love our readers to take from this book that we all have such a society we're in right now that is broken. There's stress, there's trauma all over the world. But if we can find purpose in the brokenness, in the stress, in the trauma of everyday life, then we too can make meaning and understand that we're chosen, not so much to go through the pain of it, but to be able to come out of it to help someone else go through it.
Hi, we're here with Miss Angel Carter, one of the authors of the book Chosen. Hello, Angel. Thank you so much for being here with us. I wanted to ask you specifically, what prompted you to write this story?
I believe that we all have a purpose, and no matter what we go through or what we face in life, that we have a purpose in life. So, yeah.
What do you, I mean, that's a very powerful statement, but what do you wish that the reader takes with him once he's read the chapter of your book?
Well, my chapter is about being uncovered in the face of shame. That means no matter what trauma, whatever you've been through in your life, that you can stand and face that trauma and not be ashamed of where you've been or where you are now.
Hi, Nisi. Thank you so much for being with us today. Tell us, what prompted you to write that particular chapter of the book?
So my chapter really covers generational trauma and the generational trauma that I went through with my family. And I feel like the more we talk about it, the more we heal internally, but the more we heal as a people. I think that keeping our stories inside is, and I won't say selfish because everybody has to share their story within their own time. But I think sharing your stories allows other people to feel like they're not alone. So I was really excited to do this because I feel like for me and myself, I am a curse-breaking generation, and I'm excited to actually help others do the same thing. What I really want readers to take from the story is that silence can actually kill your story. So I think actually speaking up and speaking out helps people heal. But I think that when it comes to generational trauma, when you actually keep things internally and keep things in silence, it allows it to actually affect your future generations. So I think for me, with my family, it was domestic violence. For other people, it might be other things. But me being able to speak out about it, allowed me to actually heal my generation, which also allowed me to heal my son's generation.
Thank you, Wendy, for being here with us today. Reading the book, Chosen, what a magnificent piece of work. And what prompted you to write this story?
So the word chosen means a lot to me. You know, I was chosen to have a life of significance because my Creator gave me that opportunity. So I wrote a story about something that happened to me a long time ago and how I turned that story around. It was domestic violence, basically, and I turned the story around to lead the life that I was chosen to lead.
What is the main take that you wish the reader to take with them once they're read the part of your book?
Well, I think like what I said, it's like you take whatever it is that life throws at you and you utilize it to improve yourself, to make yourself better and lead that life of significance. You have to put yourself in your story. You have to say what you want how you want it to end. So just making your life significant, utilizing the steps that I've given you in the book, so you have to buy the book to see the steps in order to make that happen. It's not easy, it's not ever done. You always have to do it and have to constantly prepare yourself for another adversity. But you take those adversities and you put yourself in the story and you make it happen.
Hi, Alejandra. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We had a question about the great chapter of the book that you wrote. What motivated you to write that?
Actually, you know, coming from 2 divorces and walking into my 3rd relationship, I was wondering to myself, why was this happening? You know, and I feel that if we did have the knowledge of knowing who we are, what we want, people pleasing, codependency, all these things, and personal love, we'll be able to actually walk into love for more, just for better future, instead of like failing. So that's what motivated me.
That's beautiful. What do you hope is people take away from your story?
I actually speak a lot to the youth in my story, because that's when we actually, you know, every little girl's dream is the big castle and the king and the queen and the happily ever after. But what we don't think is that reality is that we walk into a world that is full of all kinds of people. So getting to know yourself, getting to know the person that you actually looking to spend the rest of your life with, I think that's huge and important. So the book on my chapter actually speaks on getting to know yourself, what happened with my stories. So I'm hoping that people can relate with my story.
We are here with Miss Candy Wyndham, one of the co-authors of the book Chosen. Her story is a must-read. So, Candy, so nice to meet you. Thank you for being here with us today. My question, what prompted you to write this part of the story?
It was a motivation from my grandpa that he is no longer here. He actually died the day that the book was launched. And he was my inspiration because he saved my life. So with my story, you're gonna find so many takeaways and transformation just because it was a moment that a woman with 2 kids and, going through a lot of hassle, it just find a way of living. The main gift is that before I didn't have gratitude. Before it was like, I deserve this, I own this, I want this. So after you reading my story, you're gonna see that by living in gratitude 100%, it will change completely everything. And it changes the way that you think, the way that you surround yourself, and that's actually how I got here. Because if I wasn't in a gratitude frequency, I won't be here joined to this collaboration book.